I get a lot of stupid commentary on this channel. Every now and again, I'll see something so stupid that it just provides some comic relief. Recently, I had one of those threads come in on this particular video you see on the screen here. This is the video I recorded when I got a new cell phone, and I made the video just to show the phone that I decided to get. I didn't have the phone activated at the time. There's no service on it, so I didn't make any test calls, and consequently to that, there were no claims made in the video about the performance or the sound quality of the phone. So let's take a look at what this entity had to say. So here's where it begins, and it says, in all blaring capital letters with 1,000 exclamation marks, it says, "I have a Kyocera E4810. This phone has major sound problems. My friends tell me I sound muffled when I call from this phone. They say that it sounds like I am talking out of a tin can. Do not buy the Kyocera E4810. What makes matter worse, this is the replacement from Kyocera with the same sound issues. This is overpriced, poor quality garbage." Okay. Now, first off, you want to talk about sounding muffled and coming out of an aluminium can or a tin can. Let's talk about the iPhone, because the iPhone has the absolute worst sound quality out of every telephone I've ever used. And it's not just me that says that. People say that all the time. It's a known fact. People that have an obsession with Apple will deny it, but they're denying reality. I just encountered the situation this morning. There's a program I listen to on the radio in the mornings on a local radio station, WPLR, and there's a collection of individuals that it's a talk on a program. It's a talk program. And sometimes people will call in and say something about what they was discussing. And somebody called in this morning, and you couldn't understand a thing they was saying. It was just, it sounded like they was talking underwater. And so the program's host asked the caller, "Are you calling from an iPhone?" And they said they were. And the host got upset and says, "Why are you near a landline? Can you call from a landline?" Because the reality is, whether you like the iPhone or not, the reality is the pickup is terrible and it sounds awful. Despite that, those stupid things fly off the shelves all the time, and so many people use them even though you can hardly carry a telephone conversation on those phones. Incredible. It's no problem. Nobody complains about that on the iPhone, but then you're going to complain about it on this phone? Okay, that's interesting. So I wrote back and I said, it works fine for me, which is the reality. I've been using this telephone for months and it works fine. I can hear the other person, providing they're not calling from an iPhone, and the other person can hear me just fine. I've left myself some test messages to make sure that it worked properly, and it was clear. So I wrote back, it works fine for me, perhaps using it incorrectly or have a defective unit. You know, a lot of people don't talk into the phone. They put the phone below their mouth, like where their neck is, and of course it's going to sound muffled there because the sound doesn't come out of your neck, it comes out in front of your face. And if the phone is not in front of your face, it's not going to pick up clearly. So they write back, "I am not using it incorrectly. This phone has sound issues. I tell it like it is. This is the replacement. The original had the same problems. There is a guy on Google that had similar complaints with his also." Okay, so so if one person on the internet of all places has a problem that somehow makes it intrinsically true, and every other device is going to have that problem. Now I'm just curious. I wonder if there really is any widespread complaints about this I do know how to type. I'm just struggling to type this in because the microphone is in front of my keyboard. X V. I think it's LTE, whatever the heck that is. Long-term evolution, I believe, is what it stands for. We should probably call it call quality issues. Okay, so there's no forums that immediately come up saying that it's really bad. You know, like a lot of times if, let's say, Windows comes out with a bad update, you type that update, the knowledge base, into Google, and you'll get a whole bunch of results at the top with forums of people talking about the update. And that's a common problem with other stuff as well. You know, other products and things. Let's take a look at this thing. According to this third-party reviewer, which I'm sure is biased because this is a magazine with advertisements on it. I'm sure they were paid to some extent to do this, but it's claimed to have good call quality and a loudspeaker, so they're not complaining about it on here. Again, I'm still not really seeing anything coming up here. Let's see. Really not seeing much here as far as this goes. I don't see any major complaints so far. It's got pretty decent reviews on here. Let's see if anybody complains about the sound quality here. The number key jams. I don't see anything about the call quality on there being muffled. This is about the chip, that's not about the call quality. Nothing about the call quality there. Nothing about the call quality there. So I'm not really seeing any complaints about the audio quality on there. Oh, this is for the older model. So I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't see anything on there. So I said he doesn't tell anything like it is. He tells it like a nutcase. Which, this is nutcase typing. Typing in capital letters with copious amounts of exclamations is a nutcase. A nutcase types like that. Not a reasonable, intelligent individual. So he writes back and he says, instead of maliciously attacking me, show me the sound quality comparison video you did in a video comparing this phone to another flip phone or another smartphone, then you will see I am right. My friend and I did this already, and we compared the Kyocera E4810 to the Motorola Razr V3M on Verizon's network. Kyocera is poor quality garbage. You have some new criticizing me. Well, I'm not making many criticizations, I'm just making an observation that typically people that are nutcases type like this. How do you expect someone to type, how do you expect someone to take seriously something that's written like this? So I said, I'm not the one who's getting hysterical over the call quality of a cell phone. Now, me, who has never made any claims at this point in the video about the call quality of the phone, I, supposedly, according to this individual, exaggerate, and everything that I say is relevant Well, this is what he's saying. He says, to me, he says, you exaggerate, and everything that I say is relevant because the public has a right to know the truth. I am not hysterical over the defects in this phone. I tell it like it is. Where is your sound comparison? Well, according to you, the sound comparison has already transpired, because you seem to be claiming that I claim that it's fine, and am showing in a video that it's okay, when the video doesn't make any claims about the sound quality. The video just shows that the phone exists. I can't, oh my gosh, I lose brain cells reading this kind of commentary.